What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo. And today we're going to talk about some changes we're going to make on the tier list. And that's because of this guy we're looking at right here. Good old Kyo. This guy has made a massive impression on the game. He has changed a lot of things. And some of the reasons for that is the fact that this guy actually has this crazy leadership for SS fighters, which means he buffs up Mai, he buffs up Athena, which actually increases the relevance of these characters. It's actually made them a whole lot stronger, especially in Guild Raid, due to the fact that this guy actually does have Starlight on his kit, and he does have Burn. And with Iori as a striker for this character, we take a look at the relations. With Iori as a striker, he actually gets a decreased skill cooldown by 1 second and the increased attack and attack speed. So Iori's actually is important because he's the only one that's going to offer that extra cooldown, which means you can throw some extra option cards to do a lot more damage. Pretty insane, guys. Like, I've seen SS Kyo, SS Mai, and SS Athena score almost 1.4 million in Lunatic in Guild Raid. That is the meta, my friends. That is the strongest team I've ever seen. And not only that, but even against the Immortal Dungeons, they are massive. For example, against Immortal Nyx, 3-star Iori, Kyo, and Mai on the same team with Iori in the leadership, because he actually gives the 15% PG rate. If I can find him here real quick. I don't think I even have my purple here. There we go. But because he offers this 15% PG rate to SS fighters, I mean, with him in the leadership, and then Kyo and Mai for the Immortal Rock, you can actually get it done. A 2-star Iori, 2-star Kyo, and a 3-star Mai scored 500 million against the Immortal Rock. What? Let me say that again. 2-star Kyo, 2-star Iori, and a 3-star Mai. That is bonkers. Now, you know, unfortunately, my Iori, because of my crap luck so far in this banner, I haven't even been able to get an extra memory for this guy. I got the character, but I haven't been able to get the memory. And something to note is whenever Iori's on the team for Kyo, go back to yellow here, Kyo actually gets an extra 20% increase to his damage whenever Iori's on the team. So in the Immortal Dungeons, or even in Guild Raid, if you're using Iori, because Iori does have Darkness, the Kyo is getting a massive 20% increase buff. The synergy between these SS characters is uncanny. It's a big reason why they're so strong. They have so much synergy together. Not to mention being able to cancel skills super fast, you know, all the dot effects, the attack buffs, the reset, being able to reset skills. They have just proven to be insane. So let's go ahead and pull up the tier list here, okay? And as you guys can see, you know, we do have SS Mai over here in the triple S tier, and she's going to stay there because she's still on the meta team. She's still freaking insane. And I am going to keep Geese here in the triple S tier. On expert mode, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I would imagine if you're using Kyo and Iori and Mai for expert, you're probably going to do freaking nutso. You're probably going to do insanity as far as damage, because, I mean, you will get darkness from Iori. You will have a darkness character in there, but I'm not really sure. The best score I've seen so far is Geese, Rugal, and Chrysalid as far as expert mode, almost 1.4 billion, or 1.4 million, which is insane, guys. So I still leave him in the triple S tier because his leadership still belongs there. Now, Kyo definitely belongs in the top spot for sure. He belongs right where he is. That should not change. And Chrysalid, I still believe, is definitely a triple S tier character. He's still freaking nuts. He's still freaking crazy in Lunatic, still crazy in Guild Raid, still crazy for the Immortal Dungeons, but Kyo's got an advantage over him in that he offers, well, actually, it's kind of funny because they both have some similarities in that they both offer an extra 60% increase to their specific type fighters. So Kyo for SS fighters and Chrysalid for BS, which is crazy, right? It's pretty funny how that works out. And they're both yellow, which is also quite interesting. But I do believe Kyo is stronger. I do believe he has more damage. He has higher native attack stats. He just deals a lot of damage, man. The guy's just freaking insane. And that's why I put him above. And the meta team for Lunatic and Guild Raid is with Kyo on the team with the other SS fighters. So it pushed Chrysalid down below him. And something to keep in mind with tier list is over time, you know, because of power creep, it's just amazing we got this much power creep so fast. I mean, they pushed out the SS characters immediately after the BS banner, which was, I just think, just abhorrent. I mean, it's just crazy that they did that. But because they did that, it pushed Chrysalid down a little bit. Still triple S tier. I'm not going to change that. He still belongs there. Now, King here, I think it's time for King to get a change, guys. I don't think King belongs in triple S tier anymore. Yeah, he's a terrific character. He's got a great leadership, but really, the SS characters and really the BS characters they just shine, right? They just shine so much. So I'm going to actually be putting King in SS tier, and I think that's where he really belongs, to be perfectly honest. I mean, it kind of sucks that I got to lower him a little bit, but that's kind of the nature of this beast, right? The nature of doing these tier lists is, you know, as new characters come in, they might rise up, and then others are going to fall down. You know, it doesn't mean King's bad. He's still freaking insane. But I just don't think he belongs in that triple S tier. Let's be honest. Most players are going to be using Kyo or Chrysalid for the guild raid. And we all know that's where we should put all of our stocks, because that's where we get the best rewards. And then we get over into the purple, where we got Iori on top. And it's kind of funny, honestly, because I almost think that Athena should be on top, because really for the meta guild raid team, she would be on top. But you do need Iori. And when it comes to the Immortal Dungeons, Iori does offer that 15% PG rate to the SS fighters, but Athena actually offers it to purple. I know this sounds crazy, but I almost want to put Athena on the top, because she's actually, I mean, she's got Starlight, and Lunatic's where you're going to get the best rewards, right? So that's kind of where I think and she offers a 20% PG rate leadership to all purple fighters. So I'm probably going to end up switching these two around, is probably what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to put Athena on top and put Iori down below. And honestly, guys, Eileen, I'm having trouble keeping her at triple S tier. I almost want to put her at SS tier. Because I mean, she is insane. Don't get me wrong. She's super strong. And really her damage is actually better than Iori's and Athena's as far as just raw power. But she just doesn't have the survivability of Iori, right? She doesn't have the survivability of Iori or really of Athena. You know, Athena's got that crazy 3PG that gives her that heal. And Iori actually has that immunity core, just like Kyo, where they get the 3 seconds immunity every 15 seconds. It makes them so good for these game modes. Plus, their 3PGs can't be interrupted. Eileen's can actually be interrupted. I think Athena's cannot. So I'm actually going to put Eileen in the SS tier. I know some of you are not going to like that. I know some of you in my Discord aren't going to like that. But guys, I'm sorry. But because of all this power creep, I just think that, you know, you got to start lowering the value of other characters, because the new characters are just shining so much. And then we get over to Rugal, Delens, and Merlin. And yeah, guys, you know, because of Iori having the darkness, because of Chrysalid and Geese having the darkness, I mean, I would argue that Chrysalid and Geese are better for Guild Raid than Delens. You know, Geese's 3PG does not get interrupted by Rugal. That makes a big difference. That helps so much. And it's a super long 3PG. And again, the meta team is with him. And I do think that, and Merlin, honestly, she's been kind of, I mean, it was SS Mai, SS Athena, and Merlin for Guild Raid. But the scores that the SS team is now putting out is destroying what Merlin could have done before. So I'm actually going to put Merlin on the SS tier, and we're actually going to put Dellen on the SS tier, and I am going to switch Merlin and Dellen's around. I do think that Merlin is a better character overall in the game mode. She just has better survivability with a decreased damage received. She has, both of her 3PGs are very long, just like Dellen's, but I'm actually going to switch Merlin around with Dellen. I'll put her on top, and I think I'm going to go ahead and switch Athena with Iori and put Athena on top. So these are some of the changes that I'm making to the tier list. Let me know what you guys think about it. I know it's not easy to figure out, where these characters actually belong. It's really tough, to be honest. I mean, when you start getting these characters that are just so strong, so tough, it becomes very difficult to evaluate where these characters actually belong in the tier list. And honestly, Rugal, I still keep him in the triple S tier, but don't get me wrong, Rugal's damage is freaking bonkers. He's a terrific character. But again, because of these new characters coming in, Rugal is not on the meta team anymore in Guild Raid for Lunatic. He is not. But the best team I've seen in Expert, he is on it. So I still keep him in that triple S tier because of that. But at the rate things are going, he might get pushed down a little bit too, guys. Which sucks. That's my boy, but it is what it is. I want to be fair about how I judge all these characters. Can't let my bias get in the way. And yeah. So let me know what you're all thinking about the tier list. Do you agree with it? Do you think, I should keep certain characters at triple S tier? Do you think I should lower other characters to SS tier? And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.